Good morning, gents. Hope you have all had a proper crimbo, ate lots of shit and drank copious amounts of booze. Festive period is still in full swing, so don't stop now. So tie number one is going to be Battle of the Tiddlers, AFC Ragman versus the Dogs in fucking Cleveland. Right, I might have to come back here on this one, boys. Got some shizers to pick up. Whoops. That actually looks like Tupac's face. Look. Sorry lads, just had to dispose of that Cleveland steamer. Although the Cleveland steamer looked like Tupac's Chevy Chase, it actually had the smell of Phil Ragg's Eau de Cologne. So it's quite fitting that the first tie was AFC Ragman versus Tupac. Now looking at their teams, it's no wonder they're doing the shittest and second shittest in the cup after round one, because their league teams are disgusting. I mean, Phil Ragg's got McTominay in his centre, and you know what he's went and done? He's went and signed Dan Gosling on waivers. Classic schoolboy error. No experience. He's just found someone who's just hit a little purple patch at the end of his career, thought, I'm going to whack him in. Dan Gosling's not getting him any more than 10 points today, but Phil Ragg, he'll learn from those mistakes. The only key player Rag's got today is Rebecca Vardy's husband. He is on fire, and not just a little purple patch, he is bagging him in for fun. I think he even got one the other day, but was disallowed or something. But he will probably score or just do some nasty business in the opposition's other end. No offence, Rag. Tupac's team, it's probably better than his league position is making out. The only problem with his team is they've got a really shit manager who doesn't know how to motivate his players. So Tupac, he's got a lot of crap. He's really relying on Pogba now. He's back in the squad to get a good run in the team. His strikers aren't looking good. He's got Hala come on up front, who is being dog shit. He's got Chris Wood, hit and miss. You can put him in for 10 weeks, he'll probably score 2 or 3 goals in one game and do nothing in the rest. So he's really relying on a lot of players who just have spurts, no offence, Rag, of form. So I can see that tie going to Tupac, but by pure chance, and the fact that he's playing AFC Ragman. His star player, I reckon, will be Jimmy Madison. He's a constant. Bryce should have never got rid of him. So that's tie number one, boys, going to Tupac. Tie number two is Colo Colo FC versus Plops United. Now, I'm quite liking Plops' turnaround this season. It's no coincidence that his upturn of form coincides with the fact that he's actually just trying, probably setting a couple of alarms here and there, and just generally putting more effort in. And I like the cut of Plops' jib. I would have liked to see it on Christmas Eve in flesh, but I didn't. But I like the way he's assembled a team. He's got a good spine, I think, Plops has. Sionchu at the back, he's done wonders getting him in. I like Blue Cantrell in the middle. He's a nice little playmaker, scores well. And up top, he's got the sun in the sky, who I think's only going to get better as the season goes on. And that, in contrast to Colo's team, makes us think that there's only one winner in this, and this is Plops. Colo's team, he's got a little bit of desperation. He's put more pain today, I believe, which, it's a bit of desperation. I've had him. He's done a few good weeks of scoring, but he's had a couple of poor ones, so it might be a bit of inspired management. But he's also got Trossard in, so he's putting a lot of his Plops in one sack. So I think if it pays off, Colo could nip it. But as I said, I love the cut of Plops' jib, and I just cannot see Colo doing anything to knock Plops off his perch. So tie number two, Plops wins. Now tie number three, this is the rock and roll tie of Togger this season. This is Bry with Headphones United versus Sane Mane and his happy days with DJ Dura. This tie will probably go through the sky in terms of points because they've both assembled some sexual, real horny, hard-on squads. And from what I can remember, I mean, I've just been beaten off Saturday Mane Happy Days, but it didn't really take them a lot. But you still got the job done in fairness in a fairly low-scoring week. But from what I believe, Bry has got a fantastic strike force. He's got Sterling, who obviously bagged a couple yesterday. He has got Delafeu, I think, from Watford, who under new management seems to be pulling up some weeds. I think he's got Josh King, my old boy. He needs to start playing him because the guy is a points machine. And who else has he got up top? He's got Adama Traore again, who I had earlier in the season. Maybe stupidly let him go too early. But this is going to be a close one to call because then you look at Sané Mane and his Happy Days. Come on. He has got a formidable team all round, defence, midfield, up top. You know, he made a bold move in getting Doherty in. And then look at the way he got that winner last night. It was fantastic, and he'll only go from strength to strength. Togger veterans will know how good Doherty is, and now Wolves are doing well. It's only going to get better. His midfield, he signed Dele Alli with his transfer with Kane. Those two are assisting each other like the good old days, scoring like the good old days, keep passing, you name it. Them two are pulling in the points. And then he had a good spine anyway. I mean, he's still got Lacazette, who I think is going to start playing under Arteta. And I can't think of his other striker, but it's good. I should really know because he's just torn me a new anus. So it literally is too tight to call this tie. I'm not really sure which way it's going to go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Rag once dead, tin below. Let's go for this one. Top of the tree, Jura. I think he's just going to nick this one. So tie number 4 is Gabe's Babes, Stranglers versus Desperate Dan's Villains FC. Now, this tie earlier in the season would have only had one winner, and that would have been fellow champ Gabe against rookie Desperate Dan. However, how the season's panned out, Gabe's team is looking extremely ordinary. When I say ordinary, it resembles a Sam Allardyce team, full of non-inspiring, boring players. His midfield's full of defensive guys. He's got Milivojevic in there, he's got Rodrigo in there. You know, none of these are going to be doing anything sexual. In Diddy, he's going to get you possibly double figures, but nothing to give you a Harry Hard on. He's got one player who will excite in his whole team for me, and that's Albania. The rest of them, he's looking for a bit of fluke, one little bit of flair. Maybe he's with like Sarr and Zaha, but none of them are really doing anything great. His defence, apart from Van Dijk, isn't very good. It's just not an inspiring team. And in contrast, the Villains are now doing very well in terms of they're getting up the league, and he's pulling in some good points for his goal difference. The Villains, he's got just some real good strikers for fairly average teams, and that's how he's done it this season. He didn't go for the big names, he just went for the guaranteed starters and the guaranteed poachers. He's got Raúl Jimenez, he's got Danny Ings, and who else has he got up top? I can't think at this minute, but I mean, he's star man all season, and again this week was Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think he pulled in over 50 points this week. Now that is no mean feat. I mean, that was great. That's what got him the win, got him over the line. And I think it'll only continue. Dan has literally assembled a team which was favourites to finish bottom to now probably odds on to finish in the top half of the league. Could possibly challenge to push into the top 4, top 3, possibly even top 2. I mean, he's not going to win the league, however. But that game is going to one man only, and that is desperate. Finally, tie number 5 is STP United versus two-time champion, one-time treble winner, one-time double winner, the Bukkake Jackies. Now the BJs have got some revenge to unleash on STP United, as the BJs were pretty much home and hosed with the last tie, and then bloody John Lundstrom stepped up, bagged 2 goals, classed as a defender even though he plays in midfield and gets in some sexual areas, banged in 2 goals, pretty much got a bit of karma for me having C-Pats last season doing the similar, and he beat us, so I'm really hoping to exact some revenge on STP. His team's actually okay, STP. I think again it's probably better than his league position lets on, although he is in a little bit of form at the minute. STP has some sexual midfield points machines. He's got Jack Grealish, who has been doing very well in recent weeks, scoring, assisting, keep passing, you name it. He's got Buendia, who is literally, the other day he had 10 points after 8 minutes and had done nothing. I think he was playing 2-pack, and we were at the match thinking, what the fuck's this guy done? They were getting hammered 10-0 and he had about 40 points. That guy's a machine. He's got Diggsy's dinner in defence, left back for Everton. That guy is phenomenal. He's got a bit of crap in there like Ericsson and whatnot, but and he's got Sadio Mane, my old boy, probably come back to haunt us. So what I'm going to do to combat that is play his old boy against him in Dickie Alderweireld. But I think STP's got problems up top because he's got Jesus, who I think's crocked. And with Aguero coming off the other day early doors, he's going to be fit as a fiddle to play. And he's got like McNeil, I think he's just got a few issues, hopefully. As long as John Lundstrom doesn't play, I'm confident I'll get a win, because I have now got together a solid defence. 3 real stalwarts at the back in Joe Gomez, Tarkowski and Kurt Zouma. Aerial machines, all 3 of them. In midfield, I've got a bit of a dilemma because I think David Silva is touching clock whether he's going to play. If he does, I'll probably win the tie. I've got a little bit of a backup by drafting Phil Foden in there. But the rest of my midfield, obviously I've got D Jota. He is a machine, whether or not he does play or not. And then I've also got up top my strike revolution, Richarlison. Layla. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry about that, boys. The dog had its nose inside another dog's anus. So up top I've got Richarlison, STP's old boy. I have Mo Salah and Marky Rashford. They are all going to be banging in goals this week. And in supporting them, I've got Ozil, who has been heavily praised by Arteta, so he's going to get a run in. I've got Almiron after his goal last week at St James's Park, probably going to be on fire this week. And I've drafted in Trezeguet, who I've got beef with because none of his names got Trezeguet in, just because he used to look like Trezeguet. But I've got some good people backing up me forwards. Gonna absolutely stuff STP's back doors in. So all have a good luck for this week, boys, and best of luck in the cup as well. I'll do an update when I can. I'm out all day today for the Toon match, and then I'm up doing me Christmas round, seeing all the Togger boys of past and present. So I'm out of town tomorrow, so it could be Monday when your next update is. 2 years might be out the cup. Well, 2 years will be out the cup. I'm saying you, it could be me, but not very likely, since I make the rules up as I go along.